VBS is such a stressful time for most of us out there trying to figure out how we can implement games and ideas and bring them in front of our children. And really the emphasis is you want to be able to share the gospel with them, but give them a tool and a resource to take home with them so that they can also share that with their friends and family. And if you're looking for a creative way to do that, I don't think that you have to look much further. This is a great way to do it. So today we're going to be talking about the 3 circles. And yes, you're probably like, Chris, I know all about the 3 circles. I'll go ahead and show it to you on the whiteboard, but after that, there's a cool game that's an interactive game that we can actually utilize and play with these students. The first circle is God's design. This is God's perfect world. Whatever you could think it to be, like if you think something like how beautiful a tree is, or how green the grass is, and how beautiful all of His creation is and His creatures, but also it was more than that. It was us walking with God in a perfect relationship. But then something happened. Something happened that caused a brokenness in our world. That cause is sin. We chose wrong things, and now we're broken. We've sinned against God, and now we live in separation away from God, causing us to go into things like maybe we fill it with video games. Maybe we fill it with TV. We try to fill our brokenness with all of these different things that seem like good things, but they really distract us away from God and our brokenness to Him. So maybe that's books. And not all of these things are bad, but what can happen is in our brokenness, we try to fill in that void with different things. But what it does is actually snaps us back in to our brokenness. So we need a resolution. There's something that needs to be done in order to restore us back to God's perfect design. And this circle is the cross. This was Jesus dying for our sin and canceling out the debt and wages of sin. When we do something, it's what we earn. Sin earns us separation. But Jesus paying the price, He actually canceled out our debt of sin. Not only did Jesus die on the cross, but Jesus raised from the dead after 3 days. And if we believe in Jesus and what He's done for us and how He's paid our debt, we can be restored back to God's original design, meaning that we are a new creation and we can live just as God has intended us to in eternity in a relationship with God. And that is the 3 circles on a whiteboard. But let me show you the 3 circles in an interactive game. First off, what you want to do is you want to set up 3 hoops in a row. These are the 3 circles that we're going to be using. The first circle is God's awesome world. As you see, it's the perfect design, how God designed the entire world and His creation. The next circle is broken things. This is where sin entered into the world and we have fallen short. We are broken and we need resolution. The third circle is Jesus makes it new. Jesus paid the price so that we can go back to God's awesome world. Now the game and what we're going to be doing is actually tossing some of these balls into the different hoops. Ideally, what we want to start off first is God's awesome world. And as you see, you just take a ball. Literally, it's super simple. And then in God's awesome world, you drop the ball into the awesome world. Now, some of the kids may miss the mark. What we want to say to the kids is it feels good when we hit the circle. When everything falls into place and it gets to where we want it to go, It feels absolutely good. But what happens is when sin enters into the world, we have to be a little bit further back from the mark. So when we're back here and we're trying to hit the mark of God's awesome world, we'll find out that it's extremely hard to make the mark. In fact, for us, it's impossible. We may even land in our brokenness. What happens now is Jesus offers us a solution. Jesus makes it new. So now we can stand and always make the mark as long as we put our faith and trust into Jesus. And He makes us a new creation, which allows us to go back to God's awesome world. A little bit of advice here. When you're going through these 3 hula hoops and you're tossing the balls in, before you get to that point, I want you to be able to engage the kids. I think it's a great idea to engage the kids, to get them talking a little bit. What are some things that God made that are awesome? And you could have them yell out things like puppies or kittens or friends, sunshine, yummy food. All of that are things that could resonate with a child, that could be something awesome to them. Now, it's a little bit trickier when you're talking about broken things. I wouldn't ask the kids necessarily name off some broken things, but you could describe to them some bad choices. Maybe you lie. Maybe you cheat on a test. Because of that sin, it causes us to be broken and separated from God's awesome world. And finally, talk about Jesus making things new, how He has a solution to our brokenness. See, the moral of the story is, it's not about how good we are at throwing. Instead, it's all about Jesus.